So what is going on, guys? I'm walking here and I had a thought. I'm gonna share with you my story. There was 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks, 15 days in this business when I got started in the final expense industry, buying leads, cold calling, and I didn't make a sale. How did I go from not making any sales in 15 days to unlocking and learning how to sell 2 to 3 to 4 people every day when I was selling daily? What was that unlock? And I think this is one of the pieces of advice that I just gave to one of my agents. One of the pieces of advice that I'd give to myself again that took me to a different level. Now, I'm here walking in California. I just had my first 2-day vacation. And I'm like, damn, why haven't I had a vacation? And it was because of this. Last year when I started this business, I was in that transition period. I didn't know if I should go full time. I don't know if I should quit my job. I just sold my business to a tree company. And I was basically working as a high ticket sales individual. And I was at a place where, like, I don't know. And I ended up jumping fully in. Probably one of the biggest mistakes that I'd made looking back was, I just jumped fully in. I sold like three deals when I first unlocked. I was like, damn, my upline was like, dude, you just made like $4,000. I'm like, what the heck? Why am I gonna go to work tomorrow? Not knowing that if they don't make their payments, I could get chargebacks, all that fun stuff. But I make this video because for all those agents struggling out there, I'm starting to realize how much work it actually takes. As I'm in this process of training individuals to learn how to crush and sell final expense, the one thing that took me from being a terrible agent, the one thing that took me from, not giving up in the first 2 months, 1 month, 60 days, is that I did this. And as I'm on this vacation, I realized I didn't take a day off for about three months, I'd say. Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I just sat on the phone and I called people. And I sent this message to my agent who's, struggling a bit. I'm like, hey, dude, what you need to do is you need to get ahead of yourself. If you don't have the skill right now, if you're struggling with selling life insurance, it's because you're missing one thing. You're missing the skill set. Now you have the understanding of the framework, so you can make a few lay down sales. You can be mediocre. But our goal here in Final Expense, and our goal to be on our team, our goal for you to make more money, for our goal for myself when I wanted to win and crush this business, and ultimately what helped me get through this business, because I was hitting chargebacks, I was writing bad business, is that the only thing that kept me afloat was my ability to sell clients. When I knew that I could sell anyone, no matter if it's a $5 premium, $500 premium, I could turn on my leads and I can go out there and actually sell people, my business changed. And the only way that I got me there was that I worked every day for the first definitely 3 months. And going through this time, it was lonely. Going through this time, it was full of anxiety. Going through this time was full of fear, and I didn't know what to do. But the only thing that I could control when I was going through this was actually my ability. The only thing that I knew is that I could work harder, I could work longer. And everyone on my team who was at the top, I'm like, I'm gonna catch up to you. I'm gonna beat you. And I'm gonna compensate that because I'm willing to put in more dials. I'm willing to have more presentations. I'm willing to work on Saturday. Y'all can have fun at the beach. I literally worked every day for the first 3 months, and I wanna give that same advice for you. Most of the time for us to unlock the skill in sales is that we're just not doing enough volume. We're not doing enough reps. We're not being violent. And the way that I learned the skill, this is not fluff BS, just keep working harder, was by doing more, was going out there by actually putting in more reps, was actually by picking up the phone saying, I am making 300 dials today. I am doing more dials because I know everyone else is not doing it. And if you can just control those variables to learn the skill of sales, what I've learned is actually just got to put your pen to paper, your feet on the ground, and you got to start rocking. So for me, the one simple skill set that people ask me is like, how many dials are you making? I'm like, how many dials are you making? 100 dials. I'm like, how many presentations do you have? 2 presentations. I'm like, are you working on the weekends? No. This is the easiest fix for you to unlock where you can actually start winning. And this is what took me from being an absolute terrible agent. Now I knew the frameworks. I knew how to sell, but I didn't know how to sell final expense. And I think people need to understand that final expense is different than every product. You're selling a product that you can't see. You are selling product to typically broke people, poor people. You're selling people who have put things off their whole life. You're speaking to people who have neglected their lives, and now you're trying to sell them a product to help them care about their family. This takes a different level of skill set. And the way that I got that was learning on what I would do is I would call, I would learn what the situation was. I would go out there and, all right, this lady didn't buy because of this. Noted. I took the notes and then I'd call her again. The same situation would come up. All right, I said it this way. She said this, and I'm like, I didn't know what to respond. So literally by doing the work, getting the no's every day, the no's. And eventually I knew every situation that come up. When it comes to final expense, when you're violent on the phones, when you're putting the effort in, you'll hear every situation. You'll hear everything that they've thrown at you. And this cannot be taught on an online course. This cannot be taught in the next guru ad platform. This cannot be taught watching me close videos on the internet. This has to be done by you, and if you want to be good, you have to just do the work. And I think that is the blessing that I've been fortunate to understand, is that whatever I've done, I've been violent, I've been going hard, and I'm always willing to put in the work. Because when it comes down to objection handling, when it comes down to learning to solve things, you can't just make things up. You can't just happen to know what you say. You have to be able to say it so many times over and over and over again that it comes at second nature. And the way that I learned to do that was simply just by doing the work. I'm on vacation for 1 or 2 days here. I fly back on Monday, but I remember a time in my business when I was flat out scared. I remember the time in my business and I didn't know what to do. But the only thing that I returned to, and you might be in this position when you're like seeing chargebacks, when you're not making sales, when you're like, why the heck am I in this business? Is to sell. And I learned that if I was in a position where I left my job, I was full-time, I was not going to fail, that I had to be doing things that nobody was willing to do. And the one advantage that you can have right now is that you can work an ungodly amount of hours. Don't make the BS mistakes. I guess the BS, how would I say? I'm losing the word. Don't make the BS excuses where you say, oh, I can't work, it's Saturday, it's Sunday, they don't want to pick up the phone. I was calling people on Memorial Day. I was calling people on 4th of July. I was calling people on Sunday. I was calling people on their birthday. I was calling people anytime I could because I needed to learn the skill. And when I can learn the skill, I can unlock it. The only thing that I had to do is actually control it, and I just had to put in the work. I love you guys, man. There was a time I was really, really lost in this business. And if that's you, just know that I'm just trying to share and document and help you get there. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.